technologies of today. Maybe you heard about RFID, near-field communication, or even special robotics application. Maybe they are upcoming, but not yet really a standard in the industry. So this is what we need to know from the industry. What are your main technologies as of today? And what are technologies that you are considering to implement in, let's say, the next 5 years? So a technology which is not really known to industry yet might become more popular in the next 5 years. And this information is very much important in order to develop new curricular contents. When we know the future of the industry, when we know the technologies which are upcoming in the next 3 to 5 years, we can start to prepare the students, and an educational program normally lasts 3 to 5 years. That's why we are so glad to have an industrial mother or an industrial sister, because without the information from the industry, we would not be able to develop according to the market needs and requirements. So therefore, the first part is covering the needs as of today. And this is related to existing employees. That's why we call this training for productivity. If I train people, existing employees further, I'm training them to become more supportive in order to bring the company up in the level of productivity. It can be a training towards maintenance, it can be a training in PLC, it doesn't matter. Very interesting nowadays, a lot of more trainings are coming in the topic of energy consumption, energy reduction, renewable energy, energy leakages. So here we have a lot of new ideas that we can later on also include in the further development of the curriculum. So then the next slides are covering, or a few slides are covering this topic about training for productivity. Once again, a quick overview about the relation and the near fields that are influencing the industrial development, on the other hand side, which are also influencing schools, universities, and institutions. It doesn't actually matter where you start in the cycle. Yeah? Whether there is a problem, then you need to develop the knowledge, and then you need to develop the experience to handle problem solving. So, by considering the cycle and considering those subjects, we can develop and we can apply, we can engage the employees in this competence development cycle. And it's not done with just one training. We need to engage them, we need to do revision training, we need to give them time to also adopt, and then we also need to give them time to develop the skills, the experience, and it's a coaching process. Without the coaching process, normally everybody falls back in old routines, and that doesn't help. Now, coming back to the topic of Industry 4.0, the future of connectivity. The future of manufacturing based on more connectivity. Whenever we hear about a digital transformation, we need to consider a few things. I mentioned in the future, even your simple switch will have an IP address. Everything will be connected that can be connected. Everything that can be digitalized will be digitalized. Also learning. Learning in the future will be more influenced by digital learning. And last but not least, when we look at industrial development, when we look at the manufacturing of the future, we need to consider that everything that can be automated will be automated. So those companies who manage the digital transformation have a huge market advantage. I mentioned that we just opened one of our latest production facilities in Germany, in a country whereby income is high, energy costs are high. Believe it or not, we are able to produce, under some aspects, cheapest in the world in Germany, because the degree of automation is given. We have a wonderful energy management system, so we are saving a lot on energy. And last but not least, we have highly qualified people. And that's the backbone of the German economy. Educational system, mainly the dualistic vocational system, is successful because it's driven by industry, it's guided by regulations set by the government, and assessment is also taking place. So here we have standards. And I'm coming back to this topic when I talk about education. We need to have the right standards, we need to have the right assessment as well. Assessment for the schools, assessment for teachers, in order to reach exactly the quality level. I will not talk about Industry 4.0 in further details. Next, please. I need to keep the 20 minutes. I'm also not covering the difference between Industry 4.0 and IoT. Come back to me when you need further details, please. Next, please. This is just an overview about our new facility in Germany. So we have a complete so-called ERP-MES integration. MES is Manufacturing Execution System. MRP is Manufacturing Resource Planning. We have a traceability. Every second, every minute, I know exactly where is my product currently in the process of manufacturing, even in the process of logistics. When I order today, may it be with Amazon, may it be somewhere else, Flipkart or Alibaba, I can see, I can track, I can trace my order. This is what we want. We want to have this transparency of the production. Mobile maintenance, we have predictive maintenance, we have preventive maintenance, also of course helping us to really decrease the downtime of production. And one major aspect, I talked already about it, this is energy data management. We can save a lot. We are doing currently one training program for the company Nestlé, food production. And Nestlé is telling us they can easily save €1 million per year. And that's why companies are now starting to invest a lot more in simple things, leakage detection. But we are still wasting too much energy. So this is also something that we need to bring into education stepwise. We shouldn't start with renewable energy. Of course, renewable energies are there as well. But before we start with renewable energies, we should consider to start to avoid wasting energy. And that's pure money. And that's why the companies are really interested in having a further training program. And we can give proof, based on our latest production facility in Germany, that a lot of saving in terms of energy costs is possible. Now coming back to the employees. I talked about new technologies, and our former CEO, Dr. Feiti, made a very interesting statement. When we planned our new production facility, we said we want to increase productivity by, let's say, 8%. 4% is possible with new technologies. The remaining 4% is only possible with the right skills, with the right knowledge, and with the right training approach. In Germany, we are facing a problem that we also know from Korea and Japan. We have an aging population. And once in Germany employees have reached the age of 50, or a bit more or less employment has to be secured. No? We cannot exchange the elderly workforce with younger ones. That's not possible by law. So we have to integrate elderly people in new environments. And that's only possible with the right training approach. And it was a challenge, I must admit, it was really a challenge to train people who have not really used a tablet before. Yeah, but now, when you go to Schallhausen, you see people literally working hand in hand with robots. And that's exactly the remaining 4%. Productivity increase 50% with new technologies and another 50% by training in the right manner, with the right engagement, and that's further training measures. Next, please. We can skip this one. It's again about Schallhausen. Now coming stepwise again back to the training side, and here, of course, to the training of the future of employees. Sorry, the future employees means student training. Next, please. That one you can also skip, not required. I talked already about this one. Yeah, next one. Good. After covering a little bit the topic of training for employability, training for productivity, we are now coming back to the training for employability, which is training for the students. And that's actually why we are all here. Next, please. Next, please. As I already mentioned, we need to think about setting standards. We need to think about the current skill sets that are required. But at the same time, we also need to consider increasing demand for future skills. Future skills that I talked already about it may not even known to us right now. During the last few days, we heard about this new computer virus, WannaCry. A very good example why we need a lot more expertise in cybersecurity. I don't know any training program right now in the world which is really developing a new skill set when we talk about the topic of cybersecurity. So here we have a lot more opportunities for the future skills. We have a lot of more opportunities for creating employment. So we talk about a holistic approach. We need to set, of course, a landscape. We need to set standards when we talk about technical competences. We need to talk about interdisciplinary competences. And, of course, we have to create an environment of openness. We have to create an environment that fosters the skill and knowledge development. What important is, we need to have some standards. I talked about a dualistic program in Germany. We have wonderful universities, but I would say, allow me please to say that actually the dualistic vocational training program is where most of the countries in the world are jealous about it. It's the backbone of our economy. It's the backbone of human resource development. Still, it's the educational system that absorbs most of the students after graduating from middle or high school. And it's the training program that supports most of the medium and small-sized companies. And in Germany, and this is also something that we have to work on, in Germany you don't have to be shy to say you are a qualified carpenter. In Germany, you don't have to be shy to say you are a qualified tiling expert. The trades are highly accepted, they are highly also recommended in our society. And in Germany, even the parents are not shy to say, my son is going to be a carpenter. They are happy about it because career paths are given. Or maybe you can ask yourself, in which country in the world can parents say, I'm proud that my son is undergoing a dual vocational training? So we also need to work on a mindset in the society that accepts a skill development-based program, knowing that this will support the economic development.
Sorry, 2 minutes left.
And that's actually one reason why I'm here those days. At the moment, we have the national skills competition. And I don't know how many, almost 50 different trades are present currently here in Solo, and students from all over the country are competing in the skills. I don't like sometimes the expression of competition. What I like is also to use such a platform to define standards country-wide, regional-wide, worldwide, and it's a knowledge exchange platform. How do you train your students in order to be so successful? How did you manage that your students are winning? So it's not only a competition, it's also a knowledge platform, and it's a wonderful platform to define standards. Assessment, standards, and then, of course, with the right training measures, leading to success. So this week, we have the national skills, and it's wonderful to be there, seeing all those young students in actions. It's also a platform whereby students can show to public what they can do. in terms of skills. Yeah. It's also a platform whereby there is media attraction, and I'm very happy. Since around 10 years, I'm always trying to attend national skills, and I'm very happy with the development during the past 10 years because we can see that the standard is stepwise increasing. Yeah. And I'm confident that with the next measures that even those standards can then be further increased to regional standards and even worldwide standards in education. That's good. Yeah, here are some impressions from some recent skill competitions. We had a wonderful event in Vietnam in 2014. Last year we had ASEAN Skills in Kuala Lumpur. Towards autumn, October this year, we will have again World Skills International in Abu Dhabi. So maybe if some of you may have a chance to go to Abu Dhabi, it's not so far, it's just about 6 hours flight. It's a wonderful event. Seeing so many young students motivated, highly motivated in action, getting the right attention about their trades and their subjects. Here are some impressions about setting standards. I mean, setting standards, on the one hand side, of course, can be equipment, but also the right environment is important. We always emphasize also to do the right laboratory environment. When people enter the environment, they must be, wow, that's a nice area where I can really learn, and I'm motivated to discover more technical subjects. Of course, we can also look at an early entry point. I think nowadays we really should consider to start early, meaning latest maybe in secondary schools, to talk about technology, how technology is influencing our lives. Yeah? Not only for females, not only for males, in particular also for females. Hospitals, hotels, everywhere you will find technology, and there are wonderful systems. We call it STEM internationally. In Germany, we have a nice program called MINT. It's nothing else than STEM. How we can create awareness about technology. We don't want to teach technical details, but we want to create awareness how the lift in the hotel is working, how the sensor in the train with the doors is working.